somatic awareness, emotional agility, and presence-based coaching. One second.
Uh, there is a
I'm really
lag.
sorry. There was a huge
There's a
lag. Like,
lag in your voice, Chaitanya. Yep.
am I audible right now?
It's better now. Yep.
Yeah, so she helps clients shift how they relate to themselves through body, emotion, and her story. So yeah, Amanda, I would like for you to take over from here.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Hello, everyone. It's so good to see you here, and I would like to actually see you. If you can turn on your cameras safely, I would love to see you. And I have a request. If you're not speaking, I'm gonna ask you to mute yourself so we can have a clear sound for everyone, so we can understand each other. That's fine, Emma. I see your message on the chat. On the videos on your own pajamas. I completely understand that. If you are able to turn on your camera, I would love to, so I can see some faces here and can be get to know each other a little more. So before we even start, I really like to get a sense of who is there on the other side of the screen. So if you can, type it on the chat where you're calling from. So if you can type the country that you're calling from and the city you're calling from. So we can have an idea of where people are located. I love to imagine on the globe where everybody is. Okay, we have people from, wow, from all over. Wow. Lots of people from India, US, Singapore, Australia. Wow. So many different places in India. That's so good, so fascinating. Canada. Wow. Thank you, everyone. Very rich. I love it. Ireland. Wow. Pune, India. Oh, I love it. Thank you. Thank you very much. And if you can as well, in the spirit of getting to know each other, type in your current role. Let's say if you're working as a coach, or if you're a leader, in which industry, just to have a sense of who is interested in this topic. Leadership coach, working as a coach, integrated leadership coach, CLO, independent leadership coach, HR professional, consultant and coach, yeah, facilitator, consulting and coaching, yes, learning and development director, yeah, PCC coach and trainer as well, HR professional, board member, startup mentor. Wow, okay. We have like tons of leaders here, people very connected to personal development.
नहीं लिस्ट competition oral अलग है.
Fantastic. Great. Thank you, everyone. And then as you continue to get to know each other, another question that comes to me is, what is the question that is in your heart that you're hoping to get that you're hoping that we touch on in this conversation today? What is the question that is in your heart that we're hoping that we touch on in this conversation? Is this you guys getting in touch with your heart? Why you're here? What brings you here? How does one bring somatic wisdom in leadership coaching? Using physical embodiment in coaching to help with visualization. Deeper understanding of embodied coaching. Yeah. Isn't body and mind one? I love that question. No specific question, but bringing curiosity to additional somatic techniques. Fantastic. How does somatic wisdom translate into business coaching? Listening to the body, curiosity to learn, improve coaching. How deepen coaching? Understand the mind and body connection. Curious to know the relevance in coaching conversation. Oh, I love that. How to help people see value in somatic coaching. How to create authentic culture for transformation. What inner transformation becomes possible through the body that talk-based coaching alone cannot unlock? I'm gonna hold that question into my heart. Yeah. Reconnect back to my coaching practices and coaching community. Oh, that's beautiful, Anand. Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you very much. That gives me a sense of what you're looking for in this conversation. And you know a little bit about me. You heard a little bit about my bio. You heard that I'm based in Austin, Texas nowadays. But I've been moving around for the last more than 20 years. I have lived in 6 different countries. And I work with different leaders, with parents, with people who build big things and fall flat on their faces. I am an executive coach as well, like Chaitanya was saying, and I'm a somatic trainer, and I'm also a recovering overachiever. I work with more than 25 nationalities. This is one of the reasons that I asked you in the beginning where you're calling from. I'm so interested in how people from different places, they act in the world, how they behave and who they are. That's so, so fascinating to me. And I have built a company when I had 2 kids under 5. That was crazy. I burned out, yes. And I began to learn very slowly that leading from wholeness starts in the body. So this is a very, very close to my heart topic. And this is a topic that I'm fascinated about. And I'm so happy to be here with you guys and share a little bit more about it. As we start and as we talk about embodiment, I want to ask you a question. How would someone that never met you know that you're having a hard day just by looking at you? Just unmute yourselves and answer. How would someone who never met you know that you're having a hard day just by looking at you?
I think normally somebody I just met would not know, but people close to me who understand my normal natural self would probably be able to guess or see it in my eyes.
In your eyes, you think your eyes will tell that?
Probably, yes.
What
Yeah,
about
my
your
face is
eyes?
quite transparent in my emotions. So people close to me would probably guess that I'm having a hard day.
Okay, what about your eyes that tells that you're having a hard day?
The tiredness in it, or maybe the dullness, and probably the smile not reaching my eyes.
I got you. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Zakira.
Thank you.
And Kita, and please correct me if I'm not pronouncing your name properly.
Hi, Amanda. No, it's just fine. Thank you. I think also the body posture, like those the way your shoulders are slumped, or if you are just looking dull, as if you are carrying the whole body weight, not walking or not, the whole posture changes when you've had a bad day. You're not in your complete element. And then also I feel those micro expressions, like at times you just frown, or maybe you just rub your fingers on your forehead, the deep breaths that we take at times. So I think, yeah, all those things.
Yeah. Yeah, like the shoulders lumped and like, oh my, the kind of,
Yeah.
yeah, got it. Thank you. Harleen.
Yeah, hi. I'm a person who believes in energies, and when someone comes near me, I can feel that if the person is, I know that person, and if the person is not in that same energy as they usually be. So, seeing that and feeling that, I do get to know that it's the person is feeling low today. And same applies to me when my energy is low. On the other hand, if the person knows me and he or she knows that okay, I'm a high energy person and that day I'm not feeling good, my facial expressions are showing that, my tone of voice is showing that, maybe I'm not interested to just speak and I just ignore their words. So at that time also the shift in energy is visible through my verb or non-verbal cues.
Yes, your non-verbal cues, your energy, the way that you enter the room, the way that you hold yourself, the way that you answer with less words than usual. I got it.
True.
Thank you. Okay, got it. And then I have one more person with the hands up that I'm not gonna try to pronounce your name because I'm so really bad at this. Please help me.
No problem, Amanda. It's Bhagyashree, but you can use my
Bhagyashree.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, Bhagyashree.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
So I think for me, it's sort of a disconnect that I personally embody when I walk in. For example, if I am having a great day, my posture will be my head up and enter the place with a smile. But the day I'm having a horrible day or a bad day, I somehow don't end up greeting people the way I would just normally, pass on good mornings or good afternoons. And like you mentioned already, it's sort of a disconnect between what you're saying as against what your eyes are actually reflecting. So that disconnect is very visible to folks who know or have seen me around.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so your usual behavior wouldn't be the same, and where you look would be different. The way that you carry your body is different. I got it. Yeah,
Yeah.
and we
Yeah.
have, Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And we have many messages on the chat talking about low energy expressions, posture, body posture, non-verbal. A lot of comments on that. So what you might have noticed here is that we shape ourselves in response to life. The way that we carry ourselves, literally with our body, the way that we hold ourselves, it's in response to life. So what is embodiment? Embodiment is the way that we shape ourselves in response to life. That's it. That's embodiment. Embodiment is the way that we are. It's how we sit, it's how we breathe, how we move, how we speak, the way that we hold ourselves. Embodiment is our capacity for experiential knowing. Like Bhagyashree was saying, I can enter a room. Let me try to act that out. I can enter a room. Hi. 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 Or I can enter a room. Hi. Hi, how are you?
काम आहे म्हणजे तू येईल तेव्हा 15-20 मिनिटं बोलेल आणि एक राउंड त्याच्यासाठी पण ठेवलाय की ही कॅन विटनेस दॅट.
I request everyone to
Me?
mute themselves.
Thank you.
Sorry, Amanda.
No worries. Right. So our body is speaking as we're acting in the world. So why it is important? Why embodiment is important? Well, living life, it's a natural part of life, constant change, right? We live a constant change. Everything is changing all the time. And we adapt, and we have to learn to adapt and to adapt to different situations. And in coaching or in leadership, it works in the same way. We're always constantly adapting to change. When we're coaching or when we're leading from the neck up, which is what we mostly grew up learning, most of us, we're missing a part that really, where real change lives, our bodies. Let me walk you through five claims that I'm going to make to sustain that idea that really learning to work with our bodies increases our capacity to deal with things in life, increases our capacity to sense what's happening and to respond more authentically, to live more fully. The first claim that I'm going to make is that change doesn't happen with insight alone. There is the conceptual learning and experiential learning. Try to learn to ride a bike by reading a book on how to ride a bike. Is it possible? Yes, you can learn a lot of techniques. You can learn a lot of skills. Oh yeah, maybe I should try to balance this and that. Actual learning happens when you go and ride a bike. When you're trying, when you're falling, and then you're standing up again, and then you try again, you lose your balance, and then you try. And then after a while, you just know. For many of you who may have learned to ride a bike many, many years ago, maybe in your childhood, and then if you spend a few years without riding a bike, when you go get the bike, oh, I've done that, it feels rusty. It does feel rusty. And then after a few tries, you know how to do it. That's experiential knowing. The same thing if you drive a car. Who drives a car here? Who knows how to drive a car and drives a car? Yeah? If you know how to drive a car, if you drive a car, I don't know if you had that experience, but you're driving from work to home or from home to your parents' place or a very good friend, a very usual route that you do. And then you get to your destination and then you forgot how you got there. Oh my goodness, how did I drive here? Did I cross the line? Did I cross the red sign? I don't remember. So driving, it's experiential knowing that you have. Your body knows how to do it. You don't even have to think about it. It feels like you don't have to think about it. It's just happening there. That's experiential knowing. Every time that you go on a flight, that you take a flight, whoever needs to take flights often, you just know that the pilot has not only the conceptual knowing, but the experiential knowing as well, right? It would be very difficult to go into an airplane and then get the pilot saying, okay, I read everything about how to ride a plane. Let's go, let's do it. So experiential knowing, it's very important in the process of learning new things. It's when we have that sense of, oh, now I know how to do it. The second claim that I'm going to do is that state precedes the story. State precedes the story. As human beings, we live telling stories about how we live, why we do the things that we do. Yes, I don't speak up in that meeting because the other person is so obnoxious. There is no way for me to speak up. So we go telling stories. But before we tell a story, we come up with a story, our body has made a decision already on how we are going to respond to a certain situation. This is why this happens because, I meant to say, our nervous system, which takes care of things that run automatically in our body, like breathing, our heartbeat, your blood sugar, blood pressure. Our autonomic nervous system is scanning the world, trying to keep you safe. It's scanning for, is it danger or is it safe? Constantly scanning, constantly. So when you cross a street, how do you know you can cross a street? Your autonomic nervous system is checking for you. Is it safe? Do I look here? Do I look there? Yes, you make an assessment and you cross the street. The same thing happens when you open the email from your boss. We're gonna have a meeting today. By the end of the day, you're gonna talk about that report that is late. And then I get that response of, oh my God, then I have to talk about the report. I'm late. You're walking on the hallway and then you meet your boss. Before you can even think about what I'm gonna say, I'm late with the report. Can we reschedule? Can we reschedule the meeting? Your body already gave you butterflies in the stomach, right? Your body already sends you signals that, oh, there's something happening there. And then we make up a story about it. The butterflies on my stomach, I'm nervous, I'm afraid. So one thing that is very important to understand is that the nervous system is constantly scanning in life to keep us safe and keep things automatic for us. We don't even notice how I'm breathing if you don't stop to notice your breath. And your breath changes the moment that you saw your boss on the hallway and you know that you have that meeting later on in the day. But you might not be aware of it, that your breath shortened in that moment, that you have butterflies in your stomach. Right? So the state precedes the story. Your autonomic nervous system will always respond to the word before you can even think about something. It's a bodily reaction. Another claim that I'm going to do is the body is the source of wisdom more than you can imagine. In our body, throughout our autonomic nervous system, throughout the vagus nerve, which is the nerve that runs throughout our body and connects to certain organs that we have a lot more information coming from the body to the brain than from the brain to the body. We have around 80 to 90% of visceral afferents, which are sensory fibers that runs from the organs to the brain, sending information to the brain about what's happening, how we are reacting to the world. 80 to 90% of the information comes from the body to the brain rather than the brain from the body. From the brain to the body, around 20%. You might have had an experience of being on a street, walking, and then it feels a little sketchy, and then you kind of sense that there is someone behind you, and then you look. So how do you know that there is someone behind you? Your body sensed already because your body is scanning. State precedes the story. Before you can realize, oh, might be danger there, your body already knows. You got the butterflies, you look, oh, someone might be there. And then you have the reaction to look. And then I grew up in Brazil. I'm from Brazil. So I'm very used to, how do I put that? Navigating environments that are might not be as safe. Like in Brazil, safety is an issue. We have to be aware of our surroundings walking on the street in Brazil, especially at night, let's say. So my body is used to looking at things at night when I'm walking and paying attention to things. My body reacts to things in this way because the way that I grew up, I learned that. If I'm coming on a street and it's dark and I see someone that I cannot recognize, let's say a much taller person than me and has the hoodie on and it's coming towards me, I'm gonna get scared and I'm gonna contract probably, and I'm gonna maybe try to shift to the other side, move to the other side. Only to then notice that, oh, it was my son walking my direction. If you grew up in a place that is very safe, maybe let's say you grew up in Singapore or you grew up in Dubai, you might not have the same reaction that I have. And that goes to my fourth claim. We repeat old patterns unconsciously. So the way that our bodies react, it's based on how we lived, our culture, how I grew up, my childhood. Everything that influenced my life influences how I respond to the world, which might be different than other people. And we repeat those patterns unconsciously. If we had to remember and think about every single pattern that we have, like it would be so exhausting for the body. A lot of energy goes into that. And you keep repeating those patterns, and we are what we practice. So what happens is, without embodiment, a lot of things go unconsciously. We may collapse when we're challenged, or we may just puff up to compensate something. I gotta be strong and I'm just gonna be very stiff here to compensate. Or we may just leave our body altogether, just like disconnect and avoid, and I don't want to deal with that situation. If we're unconscious of those patterns that we have, we just keep repeating them. That's where embodiment is choice. When we're aware of our patterns, how we respond to things, to that level, to our body level, we have so much more power to shift, and there is so much wisdom in our body. And then you can practice new ways of being. The patterns that we hold, they hold also the possibilities that we see in life. If I'm used to, I don't speak up in meetings, I'm very shy. I see everybody else as authority, and I have this relationship with authority that it's not, I think they're more than me. That's a pattern that I carry in life that might show up not only in that meeting, it might show up in the way that I relate to my partner. That might show up in the way that when I go to the restaurant, and I'm not being well treated in a restaurant, and how I respond to that. The possibilities that you see for action, it's very different based on our patterns. And because we're talking about embodiment, I want to stop talking about conceptual things. And I want to invite you to an exercise to see for yourselves and see, get that experience, and then we can have a conversation about that experience. Are you on with me? Are you still there? Are you still alive and breathing? Yes. Thank you for the hands. Thank you for the nods. Okay. So, alive and breathing for sure. I saw a message here. Okay, good. Thank you. So, let me invite you to an experience here. And I'm going to invite you to an experience of something that it's something that is almost universal. Most of us, in some areas of our life, we have, even if it's a quiet story, of not enough. It doesn't have to be in all areas of our life, but in some areas of our life, some of us, or most of us, will have a story of not enough. Raise your hand if you have, in some areas of your life, a story of not enough. I'm not going to ask you to share that story. You keep it confidential. Right? I'm seeing lots of hands raised. If you could not connect with that, I'm going to share a few phrases of some micro stories. And then what I'm going to invite you is to notice how those phrases land on you. Meaning, what do you notice in your body as I say the phrase? Does that phrase resonate truth for you in some way? And how do you know that? Is it a knot on your stomach? Is it that you moved back on the chair? Is it like your head went, oh yeah, and then you contracted, your abdomen contracted? And is it that you saw an image of you in a meeting doing something and then you realized that? Notice what shows up for you. I'm not going to ask you to say what it is, but notice that. Some examples. I stay quiet in meetings. I'm afraid what I'm going to say will not matter. I lose patience with my kids and I feel I failed again. I hide my body in certain clothes. I feel ashamed of how I look. When others are confident, I feel like a fraud. I try to write or speak, but all I hear is, who do you think you are? I should be further along by now. I'm late. No matter what I do, it's never enough. I don't want to bother anyone, so I'm going to be quiet here. They'll realize that I don't know what I'm doing. I can't rest yet. There's still so much to do.
यार सुधीर भी मैं कर लूं मेरा काम का शुरू हुआ हुआ है। इसमें टमाटर डालें? हाँ तो देखिए सांभर में तो टमाटर डालने ही डालने, आपको क्या हो गया आंटी की ना यादाश्त
कहते नहीं डालना।
तो सांभर में तो ज्यादा टमाटर डालते हैं।
Thank you. I don't deserve to take up space. If I say no, they won't like me. I'm falling short again. What other people handle this so much better than I do. I'm always feel like I step behind everyone. I'm the only one who cares enough or knows how to do it right now. I cannot count on others. So I shared a few phrases. You might have seen yourself in some of the examples. And then I'm going to invite you to bring a very real situation for you, a very real situation where you feel that feeling of not enough. If one of the phrases resonated with you, bring the situation where that happens. Make it real. Is it in a specific meeting? Is it in a relationship that you have with your kids, with your parents, with your family, with your partner? Is it a work relationship? Is it a work situation? Make it real for you. Bring that to life for yourself. And then for as many people as I can, turn off your camera. Sorry, turn on your camera. I was distracted reading another one that came through the chat. They have a different agenda than what they're saying. Should I participate and contribute or just dip my feet? Great one, great one. So for as many as you can, turn on your camera. Bring that situation to life. Make it real for you. Bring that situation, make it real. And let's begin to notice when you bring that situation to life, what happens in your body as you bring the situation? What happens to your spine? What happens to your shoulder? To your hands? Do they open? Do they close? Do they contract? Or they're open? Do your shoulder move up or down? Do you feel like you move, like you curl up or you open up? How does your breath shifts? How does your neck shift? So who is willing to share with me, not the situation, only the body sensations that you notice as you embody this not enough situation? I see a hand up. Sangeeta, did I say right?
Yes, Amanda. So sorry, my camera is not working, so I'm not able to, come on
No
video.
problem. I can see your beautiful smile on the picture.
Thank you. So for me, I can feel like, I'm hunched my shoulders and I've also kind of turned myself in, like, trying to hide myself.
Yeah.
And that also brings in a lot of pain in my shoulders and arms because I'm doing that constantly without even realizing it. And,
Yeah.
then I'm not looking at people, my eyes are down. I'm usually smiling, but I don't smile. And, the entire upper back is very stiff and hunched.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Thank you. Very great awareness. And you're aware of your pattern as well.
Yes.
Right? Like that I know that I go to that place when
Mhm.
I'm in that space. Okay,
Yeah.
fantastic. Thank you. Zakira, your hands
Yes.
it's up. Yeah.
For me, I immediately, even thinking of such a situation makes my heart rate go up. And I feel slightly breathless, but very tensed, anxious, I know that this is happening to me and why it's happening.
And do you know where the tension is in your body? Where can you notice?
In my neck, but yeah, in the chest, it feels very constricted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. And I know it's uncomfortable and I'm gonna ask you to hold that for a while. For everyone who is in the call, hold that sensation for a while. And I know it's very uncomfortable, and that's the whole point here, for us to be in touch with that and get in touch with those sensations. Another hand up. Oh my goodness. Say your name again.
Bhagyashree.
Bhagyashree. I have a hard time where I put the accent. Bhagyashree. Sorry. Yes.
No, I was trying to figure out a best way to phonetically say it, but I think Bhagyashree it is. So I hope that helps. So Amanda, I think I don't know if you asked for the situation as well, but this happens generally
No.
when just the
No, no,
feeling,
no, no,
right?
no.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
So
the feeling. Yeah, I'm gonna
yeah,
stop the story now and hold into the body.
yeah. So it's more like I think Zakina already mentioned, but the heart rate goes up and then my head gets heavy. So at the same time, when I'm
Ah,
trying to tackle the heart rate, I kind of feel a little disconnected in my head, and then it starts making it super heavy and giddy. So I have noticed that in
yeah,
times of this uncomfortable situation.
yeah. Okay, so have heart rate up and then the head heavy. Yeah, thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
And then I see on the chat here some people saying constricted, closed, shallow breath, thought, constricted thought, varying speed of speech. That's another one, right? The speed of speech varies. Maybe your tone varies as well. Body closes and contract. Irritating thoughts, drop of breath, drop of joyousness. Yeah. Yeah. Queasy stomach. Fantastic. You guys got a sense of like that's happening in the body, right? How your body responding to that. Not good enough. Okay. Now, give me a few words on the chat. If this shape that your body takes when this not enough situation happens, give me a word or a very short phrase of what would represent this situation, this feeling for you. Maybe is, for example, small or invisible or disconnected. What is a word that can represent that for you? What is happening with your body? Hijacked, flame, caved into myself, self-doubt, disconnect from the body, despair, hopeless, lack of confidence, painful, shrunk, embraced, lack of confidence, hiding, tired, unnatural, frustrated, protection, lack of confidence. There you go. So exhausted, right? Exhausted, unsure, low self-esteem, cornered, withdrawn, right? So from that space that you just you visit now, from that space of low self-esteem, from disconnected, from hijacked, from exhausted, fearful, what is possible to do in that specific situation? What are the possibilities for you? Jot down a few things on the chat. What is possible in terms of action? Is there any action possible? Do you speak? Not solving the problem yet. You guys are solving the problem. Don't solve the problem. What is your natural reaction? Angry outburst. Yeah. Silence. Not say, or maybe you wanted to say something, but you stay quiet. Shut down. Yeah. Yeah. You withdraw. Avoid, maybe. Move away. Exactly. Move away. Avoid. That's the pattern, right? When we're not enough, cry. Some people cry. Yes, we cry. Silence, shut down, break down. Before you even try to solve what's happening, what do? What is the natural reaction that you have? You distract, you move away, you be quiet, right? So now let's do something. Let's shake it off. Shake it off this not enough pattern. Yeah. Like let's call Taylor Swift and shake it off. Yeah, shake it off. Now I'm going to invite you to notice your spine. Just notice your spine, vertebrae by vertebrae. Notice one on top of the other. If you want to close your eyes to really be in that space, you're welcome to do so, or to soft your gaze. And just notice the length of your spine. You don't even have to make yourself bigger or smaller. You just notice the length of your spine. Notice your spine being the support for your organs. Notice your spine being the support for your body. And stay in your length, your natural length. Notice how your breath shifts. Notice how the contractions in your body shifts. Notice if something expands now, if you have more room now in your body. Notice what else shifts around you. Notice maybe the presence of dignity in your body. Notice your own presence. From that state that you are in, that you're noticing in your body, please jot down a few words on the chat of what you're noticing in your body, what a word or phrase, a small phrase that could represent what that shape in your body is. It could be something like, I'm steady, rooted, worthy, I belong, stillness, space, expansion, blue sky. Oh, you have an image there. Letting go, liberating, stronger, comfortable, owning my space, stillness, supported, I belong, confident, upright, relaxed, energy and positive. I am. Yeah. So from that space of I am, of just being, of confident, look back to the same situation. What suddenly became possible in that situation that was not possible before with that older body? And jot a few things on the chat for me to see what became possible for you in that situation. Calmer conversation. Acceptance. Move with confidence, being quiet. Restoration to normalcy. Wow. Changing your perspective, change the energies around you. Bhagyashri, what happened to you? What is the word that comes up for you?
I think the whole anxiety which was there, that oh, I couldn't speak, and heart rate's going up. This activity made me realize that it's okay to sometimes just be quiet and stay in your zone. So the challenging part in me, or creating that unnecessary pressure of I have to speak kind of went away.
Oh,
It feels,
wow.
yeah, it feels okay to be, in that moment.
Mm. And you see, when it feels okay to be in that moment, different possibilities might emerge for you
Yeah,
than it was before,
yeah,
right? Yeah,
absolutely.
thank you.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find people that I saw on camera that said a few things before to call them and see what has shifted for them. Oh my goodness, I can't find it. Ah, yeah, thank you, Sangeeta. I was looking for you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hi. Yeah, Amanda. So I think for me, it's just embracing myself and the I am. I think that's what shifted, saying, hey, I am taking up space. I am going to be who I am.
Mm.
And
Whereas before, what was happening before?
I'm not enough. I can't show you my who I am.
Yeah.
So I'm hiding. I'm hunched over, and now it's like no, I'm my shoulders are back. I'm not stiff. I'm standing tall, and this is who I am. I am
Yeah.
embracing myself. I don't care about you. That's the change.
Yeah. 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 So a completely whole set of possibilities that you have now
Yeah.
in this body shape that compared to before, right?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. Fantastic. Fantastic. And I'm going to invite you to notice that I do not know this story. You guys do not know these stories. We haven't heard any story. We're just working with the body. We're just shifting the shape that we are, because the not enough is an old pattern that most of us have in one situation or another. We're going to go back there. And when we're aware of that pattern, we can work to build a new pattern for ourselves. And then we can practice, 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 and practice that body shape. Practice that body shape in low stake situations. That's what I say. Practice where it's okay for you to practice that body shape and be courageous. So you start to build evidence that oh yeah, when I practice that body shape, yes, I can, I behave in a different way. I'm able to speak up and be who I am. And then when you go into the very high stake situation, your body already know. It's like riding the bike. Your body already know. So I want to invite you to, I'm going to leave you with two questions that you might want to consider. You don't have to answer now, but I want to give to you these two questions. Where in my life would I benefit from practicing this new shape? You're just now thinking about one specific situation. Where else in your life would you benefit from practicing this new shape? And what could become possible in that area that is not currently available for you in this old shape? Wow, I see here on the chat, anger management, coaching. Wow, that's interesting. Coaching, you wanna talk more about that? In challenging or tricky situations, focus in a better posture. I'll get to you right there. Focus and better posture, decision making, managing conflict, becoming aware of my bodily response in all conversations, recover from emotional peak. That's very interesting. Taking a pause before responding, starting my new business, team of coaches. There you go. Eve, is that Eve? How you pronounce your name, Eve? Cool.
It's Ev.
Being kind. Ev,
Yeah.
Ev. Thank you. Thank you. Um, one of many steps toward being more self in many situations. In situations where I'm out of sorts. Yeah. Also being more mindful of my reactions and making them responses. Yeah. Like instead of reacting, responding, right? Creating that space where you can respond. Public speaking in uncharted places. Yay, Jay! Oh my goodness, I'm excited for you. Okay. Let me just open up the floor for anything, any comments, any noticing that you want to voice out, any questions, anything that you want to bring and share with the circle here. Yes.
Amanda, great session. Thank you.
Tommy? Yeah.
Yes. Hi.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you. Thanks for the great session. Just one question. As I'm going through the situation, how do I be aware that I look at what's happening in my body, breath? The exercise that we have gone through is like looking at the past when my body was showing some reactions, constraints, etc. And then now I'm able to recall I could have done differently as against it when I'm handling that situation. So how do I bring the body and the mind connection?
That's a great, fantastic question. So, as you said, our body, as you notice, our body responds very fast, right? You just recalling the situation, you can bring the sensations in your body. So our body is very fast to work with us. And just like practicing riding a bike, the more that you practice this new body shape that you're willing to bring into the world, and by that I mean literally practicing that body shape. When you wake up, like, what is that body shape? Is it my shoulders back? Is it my spine straight? What was the word for you when you were with the body shape with the straight spine?
I think
Confident?
it was constraint.
Constraint was the not enough. And what was the word before? Sorry, after the not enough.
I need to recall.
Sorry?
I need to recall. I didn't realize what I have typed out.
So whatever that word is, and I invite you to try again that exercise to find that word for you, to really let the word come through you. Whatever it is, alive, confident, I am, whatever word it is, and practice that.
Yeah.
Literally, right? Like you're practicing a forehand in tennis. So your body knows how to be in that circumstance. And then when you go into a conversation or a situation that is not as high stake for you, that you don't have as much in the game, as much skin in the game. Let's say for me, I'm much more afraid to be in a different way at work than at home. Then I'm gonna practice at home, being in that body of alive, confident, and see how it goes. And then I go to my work situation. The more that you notice, the more that you are in touch with your body, the more that you build that vocabulary of, what's happening here in my body now? Stop, put on an alarm clock a few times a day, and then check in with your body. What am I noticing now in my body? Yeah?
Sure. Thank you.
Does that help?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Practical. Thank you.
Welcome. You're welcome. I'm noticing that we're on top of the hour, that we need to close the session. I'm okay to stay a little longer. I see one hand up and answer that question. If you want to stay, welcome to stay. If you gotta go, thank you very much for being here. It's been a pleasure to work with you, and I hope to see you again somewhere in this embodied world. I'm gonna take these 2 questions here from Shruti. Did I say it right?
You said it right, Amanda. Thank you. I just cannot come on camera. I'm driving, but I couldn't hold myself back from saying that whatever I've taken back from this bodily awareness and coming back to life again with that is something that I'll also pass on to my daughters. So that is the biggest takeaway. They notice the changes that I bring in day in, day out. They might not say it, but I can see it in their expressions in the same situation. So that is the biggest takeaway, that I pass it on to the people around me, and particularly my daughters, who would actually embody it. I would still have to practice it. They just embody it as I do it. So
Oh my
thank you.
goodness.
Thank you, Amanda.
Thank you so much. You cannot see me. You're driving. Like I'm making hearts here. I'm so touched by what you said. I relate to what you're saying, and I think it's so important in being a parent, knowing that and bringing that to our kids. Thank you so much. That's beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you, Amanda. Thank you.
I have 2 more questions there. My friend.
So, Amanda, firstly, a wonderful session, a lot of enlightenment. So, my question here is, when I mentioned coaching is the area I would want to practice this in, is as coaches, how do you have that body language for yourself so that the coachee gets comfortable and wants to talk about more freely? So, what is the body language as coaches should we practice or have as a medium?
What I would say is not necessarily body language, but what would take you to feel comfortable in your own body so you can create that space for the client. It's about how you get comfortable with your own body, how you get comfortable with the uncomfortable, how you get comfortable with the silence, with the not knowing. And being able to hold that in your body, is that what creates the space on the other side?
So I think a follow-up question is, do we reflect and do something additional to ensure that the coachee feels welcome and warm, or have to have a blank body language where they don't see what we are thinking when they share certain things? Is there a distinction we need to make? Sorry, you were saying.
What I want to offer to you is that we're all different observers. We have different patterns. Think about that. Like one client might, if I
No, I think we lost Amanda.
I think, yeah.
Yeah, I think
Screen is frozen.
we have
Blank.
lost her.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, guys. So since we are past the time now, you can drop in your questions over here. So I'll definitely reach out to Amanda about it and get you your responses. Or maybe you can also have another session regarding somatic. So yes, it looks like we have lost her. So yeah, and
I just
also
came back.
everyone.
Oh, she's back.
Oh, yeah,
Amanda
she's
said.
back. Good.
Let me just pause what I was saying. Shaitanya, if you need to stop the recording and close it, and then I can stay and close the room. You make me host, and then I can close the room, and then I stay in conversation with people.
It's not a problem. I can stay.
Yeah?
That wouldn't be.
Okay. So let me just get that question, and then I'm gonna answer to Ramona, and then we can go. Oh, I see Zakira now. I was looking for her before.
Yes.
So I was looking for you because I wanted to ask you about your word, but that's completely okay. I couldn't find you earlier. So going back to my goodness, is it like lack of capacity to repeat?
Bhagishri.
Bhagashri, Bhagashri, Bhagashri. I gotta keep repeating. Bhagashri. One thing, remember that I mentioned about the nervous system, and it's always scanning for safety or danger. We as human beings, we're wired for connection, right? We're wired for connection. When we're in safety, we can connect with people. When you feel safe in your body is sending signals to the other person. Your brain it's sending signals to the brain of the other person, to the body of the other person, that you're a safe person. So you're communicating that with the way that you hold your intentions, the way that you hold your emotions. That process, it's called co-regulation.
Okay.
And kids do that a lot. When a kid, they don't know how to regulate themselves, they step onto something, someone get their toy, they cry, they go to mom, and then mom hugs them. They don't need to do anything. Moms, they just like love their kids and they hug them and oh, I hear you. Yeah, it's hard when someone got your toy. And then the kid stop crying. That's co-regulation. So your state as a coach has a lot to do with the space that you're creating with your clients, the intentions that you hold, the emotions that you hold, how you see your client, literally seeing your client as whole, change the way that your presence it's going to show up for them, and that changes their body as well, their perception.
Understood.
Yeah,
Makes complete sense. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And thank you so much for a wonderful session. This was an eye opener. Thank you,
You're
Amanda.
very welcome. Thank you for your participation.
Thank you.
Ramona?
Yeah, hi Amanda. Thank you for this lovely session. Just a quick question asked by a fellow participant also, Ankita Mehta. So the question is, during a coaching conversation, if I want to ask a direct question on the basis of these somatic cues, how should that be done without asking a directive question? Like when we notice a client going through these state changes or bodily emotions.
Okay, how would you ask a question?
See, the initial question I get is, I notice that you are there are some change I notice in you. I mean, it would be more of a statement. I'm sensing that you are a bit uneasy, or I see some changes in you. Like, acknowledging the fact that we see some changes. But after that, what do we do from there?
Well, coaching is a dance, it's a conversation, right? So the whole thing is you notice what you notice in terms of what you're seeing showing up in their body. Wow, I noticed that when you talk about that, you move back. Wow, I noticed when you talk about that, it seems like you stop breathing for a second. And then you just observe and then see where the client goes with that. The client might say, yes, you know what? I feel like I can't breathe. I can't stop thinking about it. It takes over my life. And then you go dancing with that. And then you do what you do in your coaching, like you go with that.
Okay.
When you're suggesting the shift, it's like any other coaching sessions that you suggest something. Wow, what would it be like to be in a how would it feel like to bring your spine straight up? Oh, I feel like this and like that. Okay. Okay, tell me more. How does that show up for you? Yeah, I feel like I have more power. I feel like I feel bigger. Wow, how would it be to feel bigger and to come with that straight spine in that situation that you were sharing with me before?
Okay. Yeah.
Make sense?
Yeah. Thank you so much, Amanda. Thank you.
Sorry, I didn't catch what you say. That's what?
Yeah, it's clear. Thank you so much, I said. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you very much, everyone. For those who stayed over 10 minutes, thank you very much. It has been a pleasure. And I hope you have a wonderful evening or morning, wherever you are.